We will learn how to create a circle and also a sphere in Microsoft PowerPoint. And a circle is a two-dimensional shape, whilst a sphere is a three-dimensional shape. And when we walk through the gallery or the library of shapes in Microsoft PowerPoint, we don't have this perfect circle or a sphere available in Microsoft PowerPoint. Therefore, I am going to show you the techniques and other modifications you can use to create such a perfect circle or a sphere in Microsoft PowerPoint. Now, I walked through the internet and I was searching for a sphere, and I had all these images available. They are looking very beautiful, and as the internet user, you know there are some images which are free to download, and there are other images when you get access to them you need to pay for it, or it's a paid option image. And if you try to download such an image and use it commercially, then you are going to have a copyright issue, and therefore as a user who have a copyright consent when it comes to content creation or using certain content commercially, then you need to know how to get your free images or free content for producing your commercial content or your content creation. Therefore, we have so many platforms you can get free images, free videos like Pixabay, Bezos, and then when you get to these sites you can get so many options. But in this case, when I saw this kind of image, I realized that I have that kind of PowerPoint skills which can help me to create such a sphere in Microsoft PowerPoint. So I want to dive you to the interface of Microsoft PowerPoint and show you how you can create a beautiful sphere like what we see on this particular web page. And if that is possible, you put that into practice and learn how to create a circle and also a sphere in Microsoft PowerPoint. Now I have a new presentation open within Microsoft PowerPoint, and this layout has some content. Therefore, I am going to deactivate this content and have it as a blank layout. I'm going to right click on this slide area, choose layout and choose blank, which you can also do that at the slide pane. When you select that particular slide, you right click, choose layout and choose blank. Therefore, you are going to have this slide area as a blank layout. Now that we have this done, how can we draw a perfect circle? You can go to the home tab, and then in the drawing group we have these shapes available, and also you can get access to the insert tab, whilst we have this illustrations group and we have shapes available. When you click, this also displays the library of shapes that are available in PowerPoint. Therefore, in this list we don't have an actual perfect circle which you can get access to it and draw it in your slide area. Therefore, the only option you can utilize is the oval shape. So this particular shape that we have here is the oval shape, and when I click and when I try to draw, you see how I'm having some ellipse shape or some oval shape, and this is not giving me the perfect circle unless I take my time to draw this particular shape. Now the perfect way to draw a perfect circle is to hold down the control key and the shift key on the keyboard and then start to draw, and I'm going to have this perfect circle. Let me bring this into this view option. We can increase the size, and as you can see, I am enlarging this from the center of the shape, so this is a perfect circle. So when it comes to drawing or creating a perfect circle in PowerPoint, you can use this particular technique. Now we are taking this to the advanced mode where we want to create a sphere, and as I said earlier, when you get access to the home tab or even in the shape format, which is a contextual tab, we have this insert shapes, and when you click on this arrow, we don't have a sphere available in this list. Therefore, how can we create a sphere in Microsoft PowerPoint? We are going to use this perfect circle as an initial start to have this effect done. Now I'm going to select this. You can change the shape color to any of this color. So this is going to be my shape fill or the fill color for this particular shape, and then I'll move back to the shape outline and choose no outline. Perfect. Now let's select this, hold down the control key and the letter D on the keyboard. So this become a duplicate of this perfect circle. Now we are going to walk through all the formatting, the modifications which can allow us to create this particular sphere. Now select this, right click, and in this options we have shape format or format shape. This brings out the format shape dialog box. You can also get access to this pane by moving to the shape format, and we have shape styles or size. You can use any of these arrows that we have here, and when you click, this also brings you to the same format shape dialog box. Now under shape options we have these three options here. I'm going to select the middle one, and this gives me the shadow, the reflection, the glow, soft edges, and other options here. We are going to focus on the last option, which is 3D rotation. So you click, and you are going to have this list of options. Now in this interface of this 3D rotation we have preset, and preset to the right we have this arrow. When you click, you have this rotation options available, and I'm going to select this particular option, which is off axis 1 top, and we are going to place this circle on a flat mode in this particular slide area. Now that we have this done, let's collapse this, and then now we move back to 3D format, and we have top bevel, because I want the top to be a bit conical or round. So I'm going to select this and then choose this first option that says round. Then we move back to the bottom bevel, we choose this, and also we choose round. Now we have all these effects given to this particular circle. How can we have the sphere created in this slide area? When you move to the shape format and then get access to the last group, which is the size group, we have this width and height numbers given to this particular circle. So we have 5.24, and now when you take a full curvature of a circle, it has an angle of 360. Therefore, if I put this into 10 segments, I'm going to have 36 angle for each segment if this circle is divided into 10. Therefore, I'm going to use that 36 and the segment I have created for this particular circle. So as I said, let me explain further. If I divide this into 10 segments for the circle, it means that it's going to be 360 divided by 10, and I'm going to have 36 for each segment on this particular circle. So I'm going to use the 36 and use this particular number for width and height to have this particular sphere created. So with the help of the calculator on my Windows, you can also use the calculator on your mobile phone or smartphone to get this effect. So I'm going to open the calculator. So this is my calculator app, very beautiful. Thanks to Microsoft Windows for creating such beautiful application. Now as I said, when we divide 360 by 10, we have 36. So as I said, if I have 10 segments given to this circle, I'll have 36 angle for each segment. So I'm going to use this particular 36 and multiply it by any of these figures that we have here, whether the height or the width. So let's clear this and then type 5.24, which is this particular figure, and then multiply it by 36, that is 36, and click on equal to. This is the figure that we are going to have, and perfectly we can click and drag over this, right click and choose copy, which you can also use Ctrl+C to copy this particular number. Now we can close the calculator. Let's move back to the 3D format, and then for the top bevel we have width and height. Let's click. Now we have the cursor blinking here. You can click and drag over this content. I'm going to use Ctrl+A on the keyboard. This is going to select this particular content, and I'm going to use Ctrl+V to paste the number that we copied from the calculator window. So you can see that I have this figure here. Then I'm going to use the tab key on the keyboard to jump to this particular field, and also hold Ctrl+V. Perfect. Now we have this semi-sphere. If it is a circle, we are going to call it semicircle, but this is a sphere, so we have this as semi-sphere. Then how can we get the other semi-sphere to have the full sphere created in this particular slide area? That is where we are going to focus on the bottom bevel. So we also select this area, click and drag, Ctrl+V, use the tab key, Ctrl+V, and now we have this beautiful sphere created in Microsoft PowerPoint. You can go further to change the fill color based on your preference if you want to do so. This time around, I'm going to select this slide area, right click and choose format background, and then go to solid fill, and we have color, click, and I'm going to choose black. Now I'm going to select this circle and delete. Now let me bring this particular sphere here, and I'm going to hold Ctrl Shift and drag to create another sphere. This time around, I'm going to select this, move back to this particular effect option, click, and I'll move to the 3D rotation. Under preset, I'm going to change this to normal, so this become a different direction of this particular sphere. And we have other options you can modify to this particular sphere. So when you select effect, when you scroll down under 3D rotation, when you move to 3D format, we have lightning. You can use to apply some lightning to your device. You can choose this, and as you can see, the light has shifted to a different section of this sphere, and you can use this angle option to direct your lightning. You can also move to material, and then you can change this, and as you can see, and also you can change the contour color. Anything that you want to do to modify this particular sphere, you can do so. And as you can see, I am creating this particular 3D sphere in this Microsoft PowerPoint interface. So this is how to create the sphere using a perfect circle as an initial start. Now the best part of this is, if you want to have this as a picture on your computer system, it is very simple. Without downloading from the internet, you can right click, and then we have save as picture, and then you can save this on your desktop. So I'm going to have this default name as picture 1, and then click on it. Now let's assume that I click and create a new slide, and I want to have this as a picture for my next presentation. Maybe I have created a very cool slide area here. Now I'm going to have some words here. Then I'll move back to the insert tab, under images group, choose pictures, this device, and then I'm going to locate on the desktop, select this and choose insert. Now I have this inserted into Microsoft PowerPoint, which I can add some text. So in this case, if I want to have some description about this sphere, I can have some text drawn here and input whatever description I want to have related to this particular image. So hope you've learned something in this video. Please like, share and comment, and we shall meet in the next tutorials.